the Broncos, who played a Monday game. It just doesn't seem right.
They never explained it to us either. I mean, when we played, we felt the same way.
Is me, or is that a huge advantage?
It's Thursday. Thursday sucks.
No, but it was the previous Thursday. They didn't play in a short week.
General.
Oh, well, that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But in this case, I like the Bears. But of course, I'm the one who told you that Carolina couldn't possibly lose last night. So what do I know? With that, we welcome you to another hour of Get Up. It comes to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. And here we go. We're getting up with a Thursday night thrilling finish. One play decides it all, and all the talk is about who didn't have the ball in his hands. We'll answer the questions. Plus, Odell throwing serious shade at the Jets defense. Is he right? And how will what he said affect the game on Monday night? And then AB goes on Instagram. He has a lot to say about his critics, but one question remains. What can he do on the field if he is Sunday against Miami? We've got all your questions answered on a Football Friday with Get Up starting right now. And it begins last night in Carolina, Panthers and Bucks. Cam 0 for his last 7 headed in, and they'd have to wait to get it started. Delayed by weather, then delayed again in the first quarter when they got it going. Second quarter, Bucks down 6-3, but Jameis Winston starts to heat up.
You have Mike Evans on the perimeter one-on-one. If you throw a ball like that, that's the result you're going to get every time.
Evans 4 catches, 61 yards, and then same drive, they cap it with this from 22 to Godwin.
I love the call right here by Bruce Arians. Puts his quarterback in position to have success. Jameis Winston was really thriving last night.
16 of 25, 208, and a touchdown for Jameis. Pick it up in the fourth quarter. Bucks now with the ball on their own 2, and you gotta keep an eye on Luke Kuechly.
He's one of the best linebackers in the game. If you're not going to block him, he's going to be living in your backfield.
That's Peyton Barber in the backfield and not out of the end zone, and so it is a safety. And so the Panthers are within 17-14. 2.5 to go. Panthers down 20-14. It's Cam. This time he's got Curtis Samuel wide open, 24 yards. He had 5 catches, 91 yards. They come out of the 2-minute warning. It's Cam to Christian McCaffrey, and they're in a little bit of business looking for the win.
One of the better plays Christian had all night. Smart move, get into the sideline, get out of bounds, preserve the clock.
McCaffrey just 52 yards from scrimmage last night. Panthers now a 3rd and 10. So keep a close eye on this. They need to get to the 1 for the first down, and they don't. It's a 4th and 2. Bruce Arians calls a timeout. They're going to talk it over on defense. Okay, now hold on. He's going to call another timeout.
Oh,
you can't do that.
Don't do it.
That's a penalty, and Ron Rivera knows it, and he's right. Trouble is, it's not an automatic first down. So it's half the distance. So now it's 4th and 1. And here's the play they choose to run. That's Cam Newton walking away from the snap. That's Christian McCaffrey taking it directly, and he's not going to get it. That is how the game ends for Carolina last night, with your 250-pound quarterback not touching the football on a 4th and 1 with the game on the line. Cam can't believe it. The Panthers fall to 0-2 with both losses at home.
Well, what we hope to do is, Christian, we felt had a good opportunity to score. And unfortunately, it didn't work. I mean, that's all I can tell you. We felt good about the play.
Is Cam's foot such that you
No, his foot is not such.
anymore?
We don't trust it. Don't even worry about the foot. The foot's got nothing to do with it, okay?
Would you have liked the ball in that final?
Of course. But like I said, you're not about to sit up here and have me point and say what I would have called different or me personally, I accept full responsibility in making sure that offensively I do my part and I uphold my end of the bargain. That's the only thing I can say right now. And, I'm shameful to say it that way, and it came down to that, not being able to put up points. But, hey, at the end of the day, it's the National Football League. Some games you lights out and you can't miss, and some games, you miss. So at this particular point in time, it's up to us offensively to do better. Because our team has given us opportunities.
Let me give you some numbers. Since Christian McCaffrey entered the league in 2017, both he and Newton have been great options running the ball with a yard or less for a first down. But Cam's numbers are higher. He averages over 4.5 yards a carry and converts the first down almost 90% of the time. Of course, this is a game-deciding play on a 4th down by the goal line. Let's just ask the question here. John Vilma, what was your reaction to the play call?
I like the play call because it's exactly what happened in the game. Watching Cam throughout the game, he progressively got worse. He was beat up and didn't want to run the ball. The person that gave them the best chance was Christian McCaffrey. He might be the best player on their team. So you give him the ball at the end, make sure that the ball's in his hands, and he decides the game for you. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Mark Sanchez, agree or disagree?
In some ways, I agree, but bottom line is, if I'm the quarterback, from my perspective, I want to touch the ball. That's my job. I touch the ball every play. If I'm going to get you down there and you're going to run a gimmicky play, it better work.
He's 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds. Straight downhill to get a half a yard. I'm going to roll with that every day. And if you want to give it to Christian McCaffrey, John, because he was the best player last night, at least let Cam take the snap and have the threat of the run. So it's going to hold one of those linebackers to make it a little easier.
But do you know if he's really going to give the ball off, or is he going to keep it on his own read, right, as a quarterback? And remember, he ran a couple short yardage plays, did not get it earlier in the game. So you go to your running back.
Do you think that the decision is informed by Cam Newton's overall physical condition, whatever it is? You heard Ron Rivera say, it's not the foot. I'm discounting the foot. Right. But sometimes when they react like that, it's because it really is the foot. Do you think 2 years ago, Cam Newton has that ball in his hands?
2 years ago, Cam Newton has the ball in his hands, yes.
So this is an indication, almost an admission on their part tacitly, that this is not the Cam Newton
I wouldn't go that far. I would go as simple as saying they saw parts of the game where it was 3rd and short, 4th and short. They gave the ball to Cam as they usually do, as they would have done 2 years ago, and it didn't work. So they look at their sheet, it didn't work, so let's get it in Christian McCaffrey's hands, and hopefully he gets it done.
And I know Ron Rivera says it's not the foot, but last year it really wasn't the shoulder either. And then after the season, we find out, or at the end of the season, he'd been grinding through this. He wasn't near the same quarterback. Right. And I feel for Cam right now because he's wanting to go out there and help his team to do the right things. But if his foot's bothering him, they may need to just sit him down and let that thing heal for a couple weeks.
Get him healthy.
I think you made the point earlier this morning. Cam Newton came in the league a year before Andrew Luck did. He has been hit more than Andrew Luck has been hit. Andrew Luck had to walk away from the game. No one's suggesting Cam is doing that, but at some point it starts to take a toll, and you're seeing it as you watch him play. We'll talk more about that later. Meanwhile, let's get to the story of the week in the NFL in so many different ways, and that involves Antonio Brown, who will be practicing with the Patriots again today, and sources tell our Jeremy Fowler that the Patriots and the Raiders were unaware of the civil lawsuit against Brown before it was filed because lawyers for Brown and his accuser were having confidential discussions. Brown spoke out on Instagram last night.
The work don't stop. You know? No matter what they say, no matter what they hate, somebody still got to go to work. The devil gonna try to bring you down when you get closer to your goals. The key is, don't let them. Now I was thinking about it. All the basketball players in the world, all the soccer players in the world, they get love and embrace. Maybe we need a football USA team so the world can love us. Because all we get is hate.
Let me take you live to Foxborough now. Mike Reese is there, been covering the Patriots forever, and you've been there all week long. Mike, what do we know of the Patriots' plans? They've been talking about taking it day by day. Well, here we are Friday. What are their plans right now relative to Sunday for AB?
Well, Greeny, Bill Belichick will ultimately make the final decision, but everything that we've seen and heard over the last couple days would lead you to believe that Antonio Brown would be on the field Sunday against the Dolphins. In the locker room yesterday, I asked receiver Philip Dorsett, based on what he's seen at practice, is it realistic to expect Brown to be out in the field? And he said, I think so. He pointed out how hard he's noticed that Brown is working, how all the coaches are coming together to get him up to speed. Safety Deron Harmon said, it looks like Brown is doing everything the right way. Greeny, I'd take you out to the practice field. One thing I saw yesterday, watching the practice, Antonio Brown elevating up in the end zone and aggressively snatching a pass from quarterback Tom Brady, the first time we've seen that connection. And one final thing, his number, wearing number 17. It's not yet permanent, but the number does have some meaning to him. His father, Eddie, wore it in the Arena Football League. Of course, number 84 already taken for the Patriots with tight end Benjamin Watson.
All right, Mike Reese, if there's anything further out there today, then we will definitely come back to you. Thank you, my friend. It's a terrific job all week long. So let me bring it out here. This is so much to get to. The first thought I had was, here's Antonio Brown, and his circumstances obviously go well beyond football, and that is more significant than any of it. But there he is on Instagram, you know, being Antonio Brown on Instagram, which in a lot of places is okay. In New England, my first thought is, I wonder if that's okay. John, do you think it's okay with Bill Belichick that he's at the TB12 clinic yesterday talking on Instagram like that?
I won't speak for Bill Belichick, but watching the culture that Bill Belichick has created, it wouldn't be okay. Now, this isn't a football-related live text, whatever it was. What I think is he is mentioning and really calling out us, the media, everyone, every talking head that says, oh, he should be suspended immediately right now and should be on the exempt list. For what? Why should he be on the exempt list? We don't have any say-so on that, and we can't sit here and try to talk about what he should or shouldn't be doing or what the Patriots should or shouldn't be doing with Antonio Brown. Let him play ball until everything's been resolved and settled.
That is not historically always the way things have gone. We understand that these at this point it's merely an accusation. We understand that we don't know the facts of the circumstances, and our understanding is that the accuser will be interviewed at some point next week, and thus not before the game on Sunday. And so the league, if it were to put Antonio Brown on the exempt list, it would be in the absence of having had that interview. So I think the expectation now is that he's going to play. So I guess the question is, how much do we expect him to be able to contribute, having been there as short a period of time as he has?
If Bill's putting him on the active, on the 46-man, he's going to be ready to go, and they're going to have a package. They're going to have some things that he's going to be able to do. You saw him when they traded for Josh Gordon last year. I mean, they're getting him in there right away. They're going to get him touches. They're going to get him targets. They're not dressing someone or activating someone for them to stand on the sideline and take a couple of snaps.
Yeah.
You were telling me this morning, Mark, and I think this is interesting. In your rookie year as a quarterback, the Jets acquired Braylon Edwards during the season. How did you get that working as quickly as you did?
Week 5, we got him in the season, and the most important thing was trying to get him up to speed without overloading him. You don't want this guy thinking too much on the field. He's one of the most talented players this league has ever seen, so you can't have him thinking too much. So what you do is you get him a couple plays. You get him a screen. You throw him a quick now route where he just basically turns around. You throw him the ball. Get the ball in his hands easily. And then when you say the play, Rex used to tell us this all the time. Sunday is a test, but it's a group test. It's open book. If somebody doesn't know what to do, tell him. Tom Brady, tell him the route. Whatever it is. Hey, don't forget, you got the slant on this, and then tell the play.
Yeah, because he can't know the verbiage, right? I mean, we always hear
it's
there's
a
no
whole
way.
language. He's got to learn the whole language. And it's
So
take
Brady,
time.
again, you did this as a rookie. Here's Brady, who's been in the offense 20 years.
Of course he's going to be able to remind him those things. That's easy.
And also, let's not forget, Antonio Brown, one of the best wide receivers, man-to-man.
Versus
he
man-to-man,
he gets separation. His routes are crisp. He's fast. He accelerates. Like, they would love to see him versus man-to-man defense. That's an easy pitch and catch.
They're also playing a Dolphins team that gave up 59 points last week.
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you did. I didn't want to bring it up.
That part of it just kind of is what it is. Yeah. Now, I've been trying to avoid this as long as I possibly can, but I guess we have to.